Of course, everyone has flaws. There's no such thing as a perfect man or woman. And when we talk about women, there are certainly honorable ones whose strengths far outweigh their minor shortcomings. But it's also important to understand that at the beginning of any relationship, people tend to present the best version of themselves. It's only after some time that their true nature begins to show, and it can be quite different from what you saw at first. Still, you need some kind of guide when choosing a partner. It's always better to have a map than to wander around aimlessly. You're much more likely to reach your destination that way. In this video, I'll share my perspective on how a decent, relationship-worthy woman typically behaves. For instance, such a woman doesn't seek casual flings on the side and is generally not open to that kind of thing. For many men, this may seem obvious and straightforward, but I'm not just talking about what people usually mean by that. I'm also referring to the fact that a decent woman will turn down gifts from another man instead of accepting them and giving him false hope. She'll clearly and directly let him know that she already has a man in her life. She'll say it in a way that leaves no room for misunderstanding, so he won't feel tempted to approach her again. I know of a situation where a woman had a boyfriend, but a coworker kept hitting on her. She claimed she was trying to turn him down, but that he was very persistent. Sure, that kind of thing happens, but more likely, she just wasn't firm enough in her rejection and, intentionally or not, left the door open for something more. A decent woman doesn't just avoid actively seeking other men when she's already in a relationship. She also doesn't entertain any advances from them at all, no matter how innocent the pretext might seem. Like when a coworker offers to give her a ride home, for example. Next, an honorable woman doesn't present herself in a provocative way. You won't find suggestive photos on her social media. Instead of wearing revealing outfits with plunging necklines that barely cover anything, she opts for more modest clothing. And by modest, I don't mean outdated dresses or shapeless robes. I'm talking about normal clothes that don't immediately draw attention to her most intimate features. That's all. A decent woman also doesn't have unreasonable expectations from a man. She's not one of those who demands $100,000 per year or constantly throws around phrases like, "a man should." She doesn't think the world owes her something just because her parents raised her to believe she's a princess who should always be catered to. She doesn't see herself as a prize to be fought over for attention. Her self-esteem is healthy. She knows her worth, but she doesn't overestimate it. In a relationship, a decent woman is ready not only to receive, but also to give. It won't be a one-sided dynamic where the man invests his time, energy, and resources and gets nothing in return. She'll naturally feel the desire to show appreciation in some way. For example, if you do something for her or buy her something, she'll find a way to bring you joy in return, offering something equally meaningful. While relationships like this aren't easy to build, I still believe they're possible. Next point. A decent woman doesn't try to manipulate a man. She doesn't use guilt to get what she wants, and she doesn't issue ultimatums like, "do this or I'm leaving." She's not into emotional games like push and pull tactics designed to make a man emotionally dependent on her. She doesn't compare him to other men in a harsh or degrading way. In fact, she doesn't insult him at all. She treats him with respect. She knows how to manage her emotions. If something bothers her, she'll talk about it calmly rather than raising her voice right away. She considers her partner's needs and is willing to look for and agree to compromises in any situation life throws their way. Also, if a woman is truly decent, she will stand by her man and won't leave him during tough times, whether it's a temporary job loss or a period when he's unable to work. Unfortunately, things like that can happen to anyone, and no one is completely immune to life's challenges. Another important point. She keeps her word. People often say it's a man's duty to follow through on what he says, But I believe this applies to a decent woman just as much. If she says she'll do something, you can count on her to follow through. In conclusion, a decent woman values mutual respect, emotional maturity, and genuine partnership. She doesn't play games, manipulate, or place unreasonable demands on a man. Instead, she gives as much as she receives, stands by her partner through hardships, and treats the relationship as a shared journey built on trust, compromise, and sincerity. While such women may not be easy to find, they do exist, and recognizing these qualities can help build a strong, lasting connection.